In 1993, Time magazine declared a new gaming console product of the year, claiming it was a huge step in home entertainment. It promised cutting-edge 32-bit graphics and a revolutionary business model that could change the gaming standard. And yet just a few years later, this console was a complete failure and almost forgotten a few years later. In this video, we're going to go through the 3DO interactive multiplayer and how this revolutionary piece of tech was a complete failure. The console launched in 1993 with high hopes of refining the gaming industry. The 3DO is the brainchild of Trip Hawkins, the founder of Electronic Arts. He envisioned the console platform more open and PC-like. Instead of one company both manufacturing the hardware and dictating the gaming licenses, Hawkins' company would license the console technology to multiple different manufacturers. The idea was bold. If many companies produced 3DO players, the 3DO would become a widespread industry standard, much like VHS tapes were for video. Technically, the 3DO console was ahead of its time. It featured a 32-bit processor and a CD-ROM media, offering superior audiovisual capabilities for the early 1990s. The console was marveled for its graphics, which were unprecedented compared to the other PCs and consoles of the era. The debut was so impressive that the Time named it the best product of 1993. It was backed by heavyweights like Panasonic, AT&T, and Time Warner. The 3DO was marked not just as a gaming machine, but a whole multimedia entertainment platform. Game developers were excited too. The 3DO's low $3 per royalty fee was super low compared to Nintendo's or Sega's at the time, potentially allowing them for more profit and creative freedom from publishers. Everything about the 3DO suggested that it could be the future of gaming, if the strategy worked. Unfortunately, those high hopes collided with the marketing realities. The 3DO's interactive model had a serious downside. It was the price. Major console makers like Nintendo or Sega would sell the product at a loss, or just enough to break even, making a bulk of their money based on game sales. But since the 3DO outsourced its production, the third-party manufacturers who needed to make their own profit ended up causing the device to launch with a huge price tag. The Panasonic 3DO hit stores in October 1993 at $699 US. For context, that $699 equates to over $1,300 today. The sticker price immediately limited the 3DO's audience to enthusiasts and early adopters. Many families simply opted for cheaper options from established brands. Price wasn't the only issue though. Despite some excellent titles, they failed to secure a killer library that could lure people from Nintendo or Sega. And its game reviews were mixed, with some praising graphics and some saying that there was shallow gameplay on certain titles or laggy performance. But by 1994 and 1995, the market was becoming oversaturated with new systems, and the 3DO struggled to compete for content. Trip Hawkins hoped that the 3DO would become a dominant platform, but ironically, the traditional approach that he rebelled against proved to be more successful. Sony and Sega's strategy of controlling hardware production was really hard to beat when it meant getting units into living rooms. So then by 1996, it was clear that the 3DO's revolution wasn't going to happen. So this made the company behind it change focus from hardware. They even sold off the technology for a newer released successor. The 3DO console was then discontinued by 1996, after reportedly only selling around 2 million units worldwide. The experiment was to create a one-size-fits-all gaming platform, but it ended up becoming an expensive lesson in the importance of price, exclusive content, and timing. The story of the 3DO interactive multiplayer is a fascinating tale. It truly was a forgotten tech gem that almost changed everything. It introduced the idea of an open standard console and pushed the envelope for multimedia gaming. In practice, however, the ambitious model couldn't overcome the basic economics of the console business. The 3DO's failures remind us that just being innovative isn't enough. A product also needs the right marketing conditions and execution to succeed. The 3DO's legacy isn't entirely lost though. Many of the ideas though, like CD-ROMs and embracing third-party developers, all became standard in later consoles. Its fate also proved that gamers value affordable hardware and great games. At the end of the day, the 3DO stands as a cautionary tale. It's a device that could have reimagined the industry. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.